Is there football to discuss?
I think so.
Is football afoot? Do we have football?
We have football.
Yeah! The 2025 NFL season kickoff game day stop on the air.
And at long last, the season kicking off next. Jackson is gone. One-handed catch. Incredible. No one's ever done this. That's my guy. And into the end zone.
That's right. The 2025 National Football League regular season begins Thursday night in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Cowboys and Eagles on NBC, 8 Eastern Time. That's the way we bring you into the NFL Network studios for yet another edition of the NFL Game Day season preview presented by our friends at Lowe's. I am honored to be sitting here on this set with you, getting set for a 23rd National Football League season courtesy of NFL Network. Rich Eisen sitting right here alongside my man at the end of the set, dressed in what do we call this right here?
Wine? Maroon?
This is more maroon.
Maroon. Gerald McCoy, good to see you. My Hall of Fame quarterback dressed like he is going to tell me to go get my shine box. I don't know what's going on. That's very
I don't know.
good
It's
fellas.
like, I feel like the first opening day is like black tie.
Okay,
you know
very
what I'm
good.
saying?
I see
like
what
we're
you're saying.
kicking this thing off.
Very good. That's Kurt Warner right there. And the ceremonial first hairspray of Steve Mariucci's NFL season went down about 20 minutes ago. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little jealous. And so nothing.
Did you get any friendly fire?
Yeah, I don't know if I could get some sort of contact hair. I don't know what it is, but it's good to see you, Steve Mariucci. What's up, Coach? How are you? Good to see you.
It's been a great summer, huh, guys?
Oh, yeah.
I was sitting around just vacationing, and I saw this guy right here. Were you on SportsCenter?
I was on SportsCenter, yes, sir. First time in 22 years.
Back to the roots.
Oh, wow, look at that.
You needed hairspray then, Rich.
Speaking of roots, the roots came out a long time ago. Wow, look at that picture right there. I was an honor. It was one of those surreal out-of-body experiences, the fact that I was back there on that set that I used to be on until I left to start this network. Yeah. And now here I am on this network and on Disney Plus and ESPN with the show.
I got emotional watching.
I appreciate that. I was tearing up too. Sue's too. The whole family. It's pretty cool for my kids to see what Dad used to do in his natural habitat. Sitting there and watching it. So I appreciate you and everyone, obviously our producing staff, to bring this up. Oh, look at that. Oh, may I promote the Rich Eisen Show, airing every single day?
You have a show?
12 to 3 Eastern. Steve, I've been talking about it a while. Now look at it. Disney Plus, ESPN app everywhere, simulcast on ESPN Radio. Check your local listing. And it caused me to wonder where you guys were the last time I did SportsCenter in 2003. Okay. And we looked all this up. Let's see what Mooch. Yeah. Where were you in 2003, Steve Mariucci? Oh, look at you.
Oh, yeah.
There you were. In Detroit, Michigan.
It's Joey. There's a touchdown, see?
You started your coaching career 1-0. Joey Harrington threw 4 touchdowns in that game. You're sitting there saying, this is going to happen all the time.
Only against me.
There's Dominic Raiola.
Only against me.
Okay.
Sounds a pretty good quarterback.
And yada, 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 just like me back in the day with SportsCenter, you wound up on NFL Network.
There you go.
Look at that. All right, Kurt.
Oh, geez, Kurt.
2003.
Kurt, throw it.
Really?
Get to the ball, Kurt.
This is what we got to do?
A 6-fumble game
Throw it.
Yeah.
in St. Louis?
Yeah.
6 fumbles.
Listen.
Why did we choose to show
Lord.
this?
I'm going to blame his protection.
I'm
What are you going to
blaming
do?
Luke.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
Gerald, you know where you were in 2003?
High
You
school.
were terrorizing
High
15-year-olds
school.
half your size in high school.
Yeah.
Let's see the #1 ranked defensive tackle prospect in your recruiting class.
Okay.
Look at that.
Look at that. Big boy.
Those were
at that.
definitely.
Were you like a 5-star guy?
Look at
I
you.
was that guy.
Those were definitely high school
Look at the
pants.
size of you in high
Neck
school.
roll, I know.
Like, goodness
I know.
gracious.
Looked like Andy Reid in a punt, pass, and kick contest.
What in the world?
Look at that.
Here, get him.
That's
Get him.
Jermaine Gresham.
Oh,
Man.
Fumble!
There he comes.
oh look.
Oh, you've seen this before.
I have.
He shows it to his kids.
All right, that was the back in the day, and I appreciate obviously being here for a 23rd season on NFL Network. Thrilled to be with you guys, our entire crew, our entire cast, back again for a big NFL season that kicks off 2 nights from now as we record this show on a Tuesday night after Labor Day. Season storylines for 2025. Steve Mariucci is always.
Well, I'm going to give you a storyline, Rich, in the
You
form
must.
of a question, okay?
Okay.
All right.
It's like
that works.
Jeopardy.
That works.
All right.
So, is the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty
Uh-oh.
dead or alive?
Oh,
okay.
my gosh.
You know it's a complete team? Is that what we said? Yeah.
That's what
That
you
was
guys
last-
said.
And I,
That's
I
so 2024,
you know what?
Steve.
And I hear too often that Patrick Mahomes didn't have a great season statistically, and Travis Kelce is one and done maybe, and all of this. But you know what? This team right here, 9 division championships in a row, people, 7 AFC appearances, AFC Championship appearances, and 5 Super Bowls. The dynasty is alive and well. Yeah, you might have to win a little bit on defense with McDuffie and Chris Jones and Karlaftis and those guys. But as long as you have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Brett Veach restocking the shelves over there like you used to do at Hy-Vee, this team is still a dynasty. The D word is in Kansas City still.
Well, and, we talked to them, and it's just words, but, man, talking to them for their game on Friday against the Chargers, it doesn't sound like that dynasty's over. They're excited about what they have and what they can be moving forward. So I'm excited to watch them play as well, starting Friday night, as I said, in Brazil. For me, this league is ruled by young quarterbacks. We are in great shape from a quarterback position moving into the next decade. But we're going to have 7 starters on opening day that are second-year players at the quarterback position. I'm going to take a look at those 6 number 1 picks from last year. Jaden Daniels, man, a lot of people say he could be in the MVP conversation. What's it look like in year 2? Bo Nix, can he unseat those Chiefs that Mooch was just talking about as he led the team to the playoffs last year? Drake May, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, all guys that we saw moments from last year. High expectations on their teams, going to be about the quarterbacks. And then Monday night to kick off the season in Chicago, J.J. McCarthy taking over a 14-win team from a year ago that they expect high things from. So those teams are going to go as their young quarterbacks go, and that is my storyline. How do these 6 number 1 overall picks fare in year 2?
My storyline is Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we get into it, Rich.
Yes, sir.
It's the first week. Let's start off with some superhero knowledge.
Oh, man.
Superhero knowledge. Here we go.
Oh, man.
In Avengers Infinity War. Okay. Mooch, you ready for this?
Sort of.
Thanos was out to get all the Infinity Stones, and Avengers, they're trying to figure out how do we stop this guy. So Doctor Strange, who is a wizard, he looked into the future, and he came up with 14 million outcomes. And they asked him, how many did we win? They said 1. Well, you know what, Mooch? I've been known to be a little strange myself.
Yes.
So last year, around week 13, we asked a question. Where should Aaron Rodgers go next season? And since I am Gerald Stradamus, I said this.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Where I would like to see Aaron Rodgers go is to the Pittsburgh Steelers. What better place than Mike Tomlin, who will be unimpressed with Aaron Rodgers? He will not be able to transcend Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin will be able to keep him in line and say, hey, I just need you to be the quarterback. Let me do everything else.
All right. Oh, good.
Okay.
Hey.
Give him a round of applause.
And let's button it all up.
Bold
Let's button
prediction
it
he
all
ever
up.
got right.
So guess what?
What?
Thanos actually got the time stone. And when he did, you know what Dr. Strange said?
What?
We're in the end game now. And that is exactly what Aaron Rodgers is in. He is in the end game. So let's see how Aaron Rodgers finishes his legendary career. Does he end on top and ride off into the sunset? Or is he going to crash and burn? I am focused on Aaron Rodgers and the
You're
Pittsburgh
saying
Steelers.
it's a 14 million to 1 opportunity for him to win? Is that
There was 14 million outcomes, but this only worked one
That's what
way.
I'm asking. So is that the same with Aaron Rodgers? They got 1 out of 14
This was the only place he could go.
Oh, only place he could go.
make this
I wanted
work.
to know if he was going to win, so I thought maybe 14 million outcomes, win 1.
Oh, that's such a quarterback.
Stay
thing.
tuned. I can't wait till you talk about the Indianapolis Colts room of Richardson and Jones as Ant-Man and the Wasp. That'll be great. Good way to start it, everybody.
Yes.
Good way to start it, everybody. Mooch did not understand a word Gerald said.
Gerald Thomas.
He's gonna bring you up to speed as we throw things to our insiders right now. The law firm of Pellicero, Batista, Garofalo, and Rappaport. Good NFL kickoff to you four.
Good to see you, Rich. Let's start out with the Ravens and their star quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who have been in negotiations on a contract extension. My understanding is no deal is imminent, but there has been a lot of back and forth about exactly what a deal might look like. From a financial perspective, there is no rush for Lamar Jackson, who is due $147.5 million over the 3 years remaining on his existing deal. That still puts him among the highest cash earners in the league. If he were to wait a year or even two, some of those other quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, they might get their deals and push the top of the market even higher. What we know is GM Eric DeCosta has made clear he wants to extend Lamar's contract sooner than later, which makes sense. You've got a two-time NFL MVP who is still only 28 years old as he gets set to kick off his 8th NFL season Sunday night against the Bills, Judy.
Well, the Giants released their unofficial depth chart today, and rookie quarterback Jackson Dart, he is the number 2 quarterback behind Russell Wilson, but ahead of Jameis Winston, who is the number 3 quarterback. This, frankly, tracks with everything we saw during training camp and in the preseason. The Giants have been very encouraged all summer by what they've seen from Dart, from the way he has run the offense to how he relates to guys in the locker room to his quick decision-making, and just that none of this seemed too big for him. One person in the organization said to me they like his moxie. Now, they are adamant Russell Wilson is the starting quarterback. They really want Dart to be able to sit and learn, but certainly this move today to make him the backup quarterback is an indication of his rapid progress and also of their confidence that if he has to play in the regular season, either because of injury or performance by Russell Wilson, they feel like they'll be in good hands.
Judy, the Giants will see the Chiefs in Week 3, and a lot of Chiefs opponents might have to get ready for a more explosive Chiefs offense with a passing game that maybe we haven't really seen since Tyreek Hill left. But that's hard to do when you've got Rashee Rice, your top wide receiver, suspended for the first 6 weeks of the season after he agreed to a suspension for a violation of the personal conduct policy. But you talk to people in Kansas City, they feel really good about this receiving core, a lot better than they have in recent years, from Xavier Worthy to Hollywood Brown to the experience of Juju Smith-Schuster. Even Tyquan Thornton had a big summer. These are guys that are more experienced than, again, these cores of the last couple of years, and they can move them around, have them do different things. So they feel really good about this core being able to survive the first 6 weeks of the season, and then when they get Rice back, be even more dynamic. Don't forget about Travis Kelce, who seems motivated to prove he's got plenty left in the tank. A lot of targets at Patrick Mahomes' disposal, Tom. Ian? Whatever your name is.
I'll take it here, Mike. One of the biggest storylines we have seen in the last several off seasons came to a dramatic conclusion last Thursday for the Green Bay Packers. Micah Parsons, the topics of every single show it seems we did the entire off season, was traded from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers. It was a blockbuster. It was 2 first-rounders. It was Kenny Clark plus the $47 million per year new money, of course, in the 4-year, $188 million contract. It was huge. It was massive. It was everything we waited for the win now Green Bay Packers. And then about a day later, we learned that this back injury that we have talked about with Micah Parsons, that we all assumed was kind of fake, was not actually fake at all. It turns out he's dealing with a facet joint sprain, L4, L5 in his back. He has been prescribed an oral steroid from the Dallas Cowboys doctors. If it does not get any better, Rich, he may take an epidural. But my understanding is Micah Parsons plans to play for his new team in their opener against the Lions.
All right. Thanks very much, all 4 of you. Thank you so much. We have an opportunity to see only the second time in NFL history to have back-to-back champions. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. There you go. One team goes back-to-back, another team goes back-to-back, which makes them back-to-back champions.
Okay, I got it now.
All right?
Yeah.
Now watch this music video.
Frustration at its utmost.
Last time being here changed everything. I left that motherfucker was so empty.
And he leaves the field amongst the Chiefs confetti and uses that as his home screen for 2 years.
What would I do when I got this moment again?
Jalen, y'all go get your lick back?
That'd be nice.
Turn it up! Touchdown!
This is stunning. 34-0 against the defending champion.
What you dog? I know. Super Bowl MVP. He was on town.
If I've done it before, why couldn't I do it again?
Yeah, I mean, they were greasing the telephone poles before halftime in that Super Sunday, and we all saw the Philadelphia parade, and now here we go. The question, topic bar at the bottom of the screen. Steve, you're first up. The biggest threat to the Eagles repeating would be what?
I'm going to throw one out there that I know you don't have, Kurt. The Green Bay Packers, okay? Not just because of what Ian Rappaport just said about Micah Parsons going there, but yeah, that is a big thing, right? Remember, the game, you guys are going to call the game on Friday, okay? Yes. Last year's game in Brazil, well, the Packers and the Eagles, okay? It was a 5-point game. It was anybody's ball game, all right? So they're close already to the Eagles, all right? Then they played again in the playoffs. They will play again in November. You know what? The Packers got better. This is the youngest football team in the National Football League. You add a Micah Parsons who brings some credentials like, he and only Reggie White from the Green Bay Packers when I was there back in 92 to 95. We had Brett Favre. Packers just traded a #1 pick. First time since 92 when they got Favre. Now they got a big high-profile free agent pass rusher like Reggie White. Both of these guys start their career with 12-plus sacks, okay? So he's going to be impactful. The team's confidence is going to be better. The pass rush, of course, is going to be better with that 5th-ranked defense. And here's another tidbit for you to write down, okay? Bart Starr won his first championship at age 27. Brett Favre won a Super Bowl at age 27.
What about Rodgers?
Rodgers won a Super Bowl at age 27.
How old is Love?
27. All right, that was pretty good. That's way to follow, all right? It's in the stars, people. Here we go.
It's in the stars.
It's in the stars.
All right, let's bring it to the water. All right.
What about you, Gerald?
My biggest threat to the Philadelphia Eagles, not for the reasons you guys would think, but it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, it is. And let me tell you why. It's a matchup problem. This game is about matchups. And Jalen Hurts has struggled versus Todd Bowles. The Philadelphia Eagles have lost 4 games in the last 22. 2 of them came from the Buccaneers. Jalen Hurts is 1-4 versus the Buccaneers. Oh. So when we talk about this matchup and what has happened, Mike Evans said that this is the best wide receiver room he's been a part of. You add a first-round wide receiver. They love to blitz, but what was the Bucs' Achilles heel? They couldn't rush the passer with 4. So what do you go out and do? You go out and get Hassan Reddick, who might have a little vendetta versus the Eagles. They still gonna blitz. They drafted 2-man corners to play man in the back end. I just believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers matchup versus the Philadelphia Eagles is a bad matchup for them, and I believe the Buccaneers can knock the Eagles off.
Let's do this for one of your predecessors, Warren said. Who won the last game at Veterans Stadium?
Buccaneers.
Who won the first game at Lincoln Financial?
Buccaneers.
Okay. That's for you, Warren.
Who won the last time they played in the playoffs?
That's the way it happens. It is one of those things throughout the history, but
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So you hear Packers, you hear Bucks. What do you think?
And I was leaning, when I first heard this question, towards the L.A. Rams, team that plays across the way here. But with Matthew Stafford's issues with his back, I'm just not quite sure. I want to see that play out a little bit. But they gave him a run for their money in the playoffs. I'm going to go to the team that they played in the Super Bowl and say the Kansas City Chiefs have the best shot to knock the Eagles off. They are motivated. Talking to them this week, Mike was talking about the wide receiver room. I just talked to Matt Nagy, and he said this is the best 1 to 6 wide receiver group that he's ever been around. And so they are excited about being able to add the big play back to their offense. We know how good Patrick Mahomes was last year at managing things and creating opportunities. Their defense, opportunistic in finding ways to win. If they can get the big play back in their offense, that changes everything with this football team for me. And so I say they're motivated, they're hungry, they're a better football team than they were last year. They are the biggest threat to the Eagles.
You could make the same case about the Eagles, that they're motivated and hungry. Did you hear that they will not be on the field for the banner race? Nick Sirianni even said, is there a banner race? I didn't even know that. We won't be out there. They're like, that was last year. They won't even be out there for the banner race on Thursday night.
All right, I like it.
Philadelphia. No one was sacked more last year than Caleb Williams. But is the Windy City feeling the winds of change with Ben Johnson's arrival? Kurt, you have the answer for that. Plus, will Aaron Rodgers lead the Steelers to their first playoff win in almost 10 years, or is Mike Tomlin's 18-season non-losing streak in jeopardy? And the reigning MVP kicks off the season with a divisional round rematch against the two-time MVP in Lamar. Kyle Brandt sits down with Josh Allen ahead of the huge Sunday nighter.
NFL Game Day Season Preview is presented by Lowe's. Lowe's knows Sunday hits different when you've earned it.
Caleb Williams was the face of college football. This kid is something else.
With the first pick, Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams.
Changing a culture and an identity of an offensively challenged football team.
And down goes Caleb Williams.
Caleb in trouble.
Williams wrapped up, dropped.
Boos have rained down on the Bears.
Ben Johnson is the Chicago Bears head coach.
There hasn't been a 4,000-yard passer here in this franchise, and I think Caleb's going to be the first one.
Touchdown!
The Bears are back, baby.
Mooch, you know the Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer?
No.
It's because this kid's not going to do it if you can't keep him upright. They sacked him all these times. He kept getting planted. We're calling this play Lake Forest. 68 plantings. Hopefully Ben Johnson can fix it, right, Mooch? Hopefully he can fix it. Bring the magic from Detroit and wave the wand, and off we go.
I like when you do those accents.
I know.
You know, you got New York, and you got forget about it. And you
That's just for you. What do you think, Kurt?
I do believe Ben is going to help Caleb take a step forward. The question becomes how big of a step. When we watched in preseason, here's what I love. Last year, he held the football. He was holding it. We got sacked. Seeing the rotation. Once he sees the rotation, knows where he needs to go with the football. Watch. Quick hitch, ball's out of his hands, on the money, not holding the football in the pocket. You're going to see it again. Too high shell, they're going to rotate down. I know I got my one-on-one on the left-hand side. Get back, plant the back foot, ball out of his hands. This is where I believe he takes a step at getting better when he knows where he wants to go with the football. Now, here's the big step that I want to see him take. Okay, we're starting over to the right. It's not there. Number one's not there. Now what's the process? You're going to see number three coming open across the middle, but he's struggling to find it once he's got to move beyond number one. Here's another one. Number one to the left, looking for his tight end there on the little out. Doesn't have it. Going to number two. He misses completely what's happening with the coverage as he's moving through his progression. So I love the fact that the ball was coming out much quicker, Mooch, in preseason. But he's got to take that step to understand big picture. So when one's not there, he's got to make more better decisions moving through his progression.
I think he's going to like this new system because for Jared Goff over there with Ben Johnson, he was terrific. Most yards passing, touchdowns, the whole thing great in the red zone, but a lot with play action pass. And you know what? You got to turn your back from under center. The Bears were only 12% under center. The Lions were the most under center last year. But play action pass, the quarterback will turn his back to the defense. He won't be able to see it. Now find a defender you're reading and throw it in there. He can do it. He just hasn't done it very often. Yep. Here's Jared Goff. He's the best at it there is, and they can pass protect. I like play action. They're going to establish the ground game, be a little bit more balanced, and it's going to help the kid out.
Meanwhile, while we're on the subject of what Ben Johnson did in Detroit and what they might be missing in Detroit now, you could see the numbers of the Ben Johnson coordinated offense with Jared Goff, and it led to a ton of W's for Dan Campbell, certainly last year. But the conversation is, you know, hey, they lost the defensive coordinator too. It happened to the Eagles after a Super Bowl run a couple years ago, and they wound up taking a step back, and that's how we throw things over to Colleen Wolfe. Good to see you, Colleen.
Good to see you, Rich. Hey, it's great to be back, guys, right? Very exciting. The season, we finally are here at week one. But I'm wondering about these Lions. Back-to-back NFC North titles. They had a 15-win season last year. I mean, you talk about losing both coordinators, reshuffling the offensive line. How do the Lions not take a step back?
Well, they just have to be the Detroit Lions. Okay, Gerald, what does that mean? When I think about the Detroit Lions, it takes me over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and why I say Tom Brady's the greatest free agent signing of all time. The Buccaneers were bad. I played with them. I know, they were bad. But what Tom Brady did is he taught them how to win. He introduced a culture of winning. He gave them confidence. And that's what Dan Campbell has done for the Detroit Lions. They have a formula and it works. And once the culture's set, you can bring coaches in and out. But when you got the right players still in place, your core is still there, they take on the identity of their head coach. The culture is set. Don't drop the standard, and they'll be just fine.
The tone has been set. It's still there. That has not changed. So have the Lions changed at all in where you're thinking they will land in the NFC? How does the NFC shake out for you?
Well, with the Micah Parsons trade, things did get a little bit different and a lot closer, but I still have the Lions coming out on top. However, it is by 0.01 wins or less than 5 percentage points. So it is not locked and loaded. However, I do have the Eagles, who got a big bump from Micah Parsons being traded. They are number one, then the Lions, then your Bucks, and then we have the Niners, and then Washington, Green Bay, and lastly, the Rams.
All right, so the Niners, the only new team in there as a playoff team from last season. Rich, send it back to you.
All right, thanks very much. Aaron Rodgers, what will it look like in Pittsburgh? And oh boy, of all places for him to start the journey where he once belonged. That's next. This is NFL Game Day Season Preview. Join us for NFL Game Day morning this Sunday, the inaugural 2025 edition, leading you to 8 early games, including this particular game of interest in New Jersey. Indeed, 2 years after making a massive Week 1 flag and franchise-carrying start in MetLife Stadium for the Jets, here comes Aaron Rodgers, starting Week 1 again in that stadium. But this time it's for the road team, and of all teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who, like the Jets 2 years ago, saw the 4-time MVP as the best possible starting option for an otherwise playoff-ready team needing to take that next step. Of course, for the Jets, that step led to a torn Achilles and broken dreams. For the Steelers, they hope for at least a playoff win and perhaps a final dream step for Rodgers off the field towards Canton.
Still waiting for an answer from Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers or retirement.
The man hasn't seen the playoffs in several years now.
I don't need it. For my ego, I don't need it. The decisions made from the soul are usually pretty fulfilling. Mike Tomlin. I've been a fan of his for a long time.
Aaron Rodgers is going to don the black and gold.
I'm pretty sure this is it. I played 20 freaking years. It's been a long run. This was really about finishing with a lot of love and fun and peace.
I've been in this thing a long time. There's no substitute for intimacy and spending time together.
This was a decision that was best for my soul. I'm excited to be here.
All right, well, at least we have them driving towards the sunset instead of a Thelma and Louise-like finish. The question is what happens, right? What happens? Because we all know the Steelers are looking for a playoff win, and we all know Rodgers wants to wipe the taste of the Jets' tenure out of his mouth and memory banks and rewrite one for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the question is what is going to happen? How far will Aaron Rodgers take the Steelers? I need an answer. And I need a specific one, Steve Mariucci.
I can't be on the fence, huh? So I think
you be on the fence.
Yeah, I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I think they'll win a game. First playoff win for Mike.
So they make the Final Four in the conference.
But I think 3 teams out of this division, AFC North, will make the playoffs.
Okay.
But I don't see him winning the Super Bowl. I think to be a good team, real good, solid team. But I don't know if Aaron has spent enough time with that receiving bunch as he needs to be really consistent and dynamic in the passing game. He's maybe the best passer in the National Football League. But you know what? He's got to get a little help from his friends. His new friend is Mike Tomlin. He's got great structure over there. He runs a tight ship, and that Steeler defense is going to be awesome. It always is, with Alex Highsmith and DJ Watt and Cam Hayward and all those guys. So they're going to be right there. They're going to be a playoff team. I don't think they can get advanced deep into the playoffs, but Aaron Rodgers is going to be an improvement and an upgrade at quarterback for them.
Yeah, this is a crazy one for me because I do believe they're going to be a better team. I believe Aaron makes them better, but I don't think they make the playoffs. I think they miss the playoffs in a stacked AFC. We'll talk about it a little bit later when we add some new teams to the playoffs. I just think it's too stacked on the AFC side. And I look at all the other teams that were in the playoffs last year, and I think those teams are still, to me, better than the Steelers. So I think they're going to be in that same mix, a little bit above 500, but I think they get edged out in the playoff spot, even though overall I think they're going to be a better football team.
Yeah, and I believe they're going to be a better football team as well. So much so that I believe that they can go as far as the AFC Championship game.
Then.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm saying this. Okay. Let me tell you why. It's all dependent on how far back on the bus is Aaron Rodgers willing to sit. He's no longer the bus driver. Those days of being the dynamic playmaker that he was, those days are over. But one thing he hasn't lost is his mind. And one thing the Pittsburgh Steelers have been missing is somebody who can push the ball down the field and make the necessary throws when they need him to make them. His mind is still there. He's still one of the smartest guys we've ever seen, and clearly the smartest quarterback they've had since Big Ben has been there. They still have the run game. The defense is going to be in place. Mike Tomlin has a culture that's been set. All Aaron Rodgers has to do is make the necessary throws in the playoffs, and this team can go as far as the AFC Championship.
Now, I know it's dangerous to start going in the lane of what Rodgers is thinking. Don't you think he's happy that he's not in the same role with the Jets, where it's just like, oh, please, Aaron, please show us the way, please, and all that's on him, that he joins a place like Pittsburgh where he's happy to not be in the driver's seat like that.
I think it's a little of both. I think it's a little of both. I think there's part of you that goes, yes, I don't want that pressure, especially with an organization that's never won. But I also think there's part of Aaron that wants to finish on a high note and wants to be the focus of what they're doing offensively and show people that what happened in New York was not him, and he still got really good football left in him. And so I think he would love to lead them by throwing the football as well.
We all think that the Steelers are going to have a better season, but none of us think the Steelers are going to win the division. We all think this is a Ravens division again.
Yeah, Ravens have a heck of a football team.
No Bengals, no.
And Bengals are tough, too. I mean, that's a good division.
And so those four very handsome individuals believe it's the Baltimore Ravens roosting atop the AFC North, which is how we send things to Colleen and Cynthia.
Yeah, sweep of the Ravens. What could go wrong, guys? All right, let's go to Seize the Season, presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Cynthia, let's talk about the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers' new team. What are the projected win totals for these teams here?
Okay, so when I'm looking at the Steelers, the number does fall short of that 8.5 mark for me. It is 8 wins for the Steelers. Not to say that they can't. Very fringy playoffs, so not in the playoffs for me, in part because I think there's going to be some blend of the Aaron Rodgers of old and the Aaron Rodgers we saw at the Jets, where he was throwing a bunch of very fast passes, 2.69 seconds. He had 5 interceptions on quick passes. That was not a great number for them, but I think it gets a little better. Johnny Smith's there. It's going to be a little better, but more mid than what we're expecting from him.
So that means that this would be a losing season for Mike Tomlin.
I know, since 2007.
Okay.
I hate doing that.
Just connecting
I don't like
the dots. Let's go to Aaron Rodgers' former team, the Packers.
Okay, so before the Micah trade, that number was 9. After the Micah trade, the number goes to 10. 1 full win due to the great fit for Micah Parsons on this defense. When I'm looking at the Green Bay Packers, again, like we talked about with the Lions segment before, they could easily win the division. It is very close between the Lions and the Packers in my projections.
Okay, how did the Micah trade affect the Cowboys win total?
Well, the Cowboys win total kind of went down almost exactly the same. Right now, it's 6 wins. Before, it was 7 wins. I have a lot of questions about their run game, even before I talk about the defense. I have a lot of questions about, replacing Zach Martin. Tyler Booker, great draft pick, but will it net out, especially if there is a maybe questionable run game? That one's a little bit dicey for me.
Can they run the ball? Can they stop the run? 2 very important questions. Let's go to the Patriots.
Kenny Clark will help with that. I like Kenny Clark.
That's true. The Patriots, who had 8 wins combined over the last 2 seasons.
Okay, well, they go higher than that one. I have 9 wins projected for them, which means that they are actually at my number 7 seed headed to the playoffs. I actually think the entire AFC East goes in north to south order. So if you're looking at who wins that division, Buffalo, I double check this. Buffalo's actually north of Boston, which is north of New York, which is north of Miami. So there you go.
I got it. Hope you guys got it too. All right, so new users to Caesars Sportsbook can bet $1 to boost their next 20 bets by 100%. Must be 21 or older. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. So only Tom Brady and the Patriots, speaking of which, won their division more consecutive seasons than the Chiefs. But after a blowout Super Bowl loss, is the dynasty crumbling? Is Kansas City the new Rome? Will they fall?
You can doubt the Chiefs. This is our moment. Dislike the Chiefs. You gotta love it. Disrespect the Chiefs. It is a dynasty. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Who said it? Who we gotta knock off? 15 minutes of fame for more
sure
Wow.
you keep pace. But sooner more than later, they all drop out the race. Eyes pop out they face.
It's a 3rd and 16, rolling out of the pocket. Mahomes, line drive. It's intercepted at the 40. Got a block at the 20, breaks a tackle at the 5. Touchdown! Pick 6 of Patrick Mahomes.
They play better than us from start to finish.
Blown out in the Super Bowl.
You have that bad taste in your mouth from the last time you stepped in the field. You want to show what we're really about.
Did they break the dynasty?
I mean, we've been asking this question for almost a decade. Is this the year the Chiefs do not win their division? I mean, we've been asking this question on NFL Game Day morning since 2017. So it's now time to ask it again on this season preview show. Is this the year they do not win the division? And we say no. See you next year.
Sure, nobody. Team, Rich.
I mean, when that topic bar turns 10, we might bar mitzvah that topic bar soon. And YouTube is where you can catch the Chiefs and the Chargers. You ready to go, Kurt?
I'm ready to go.
Yeah? You ready?
Leaving tonight.
You leaving tonight?
Leaving tonight.
I'm leaving tomorrow. I'll see you there.
I'll be there.
Good, because we're calling the game with Stacey Dales and
one.
Destroying on YouTube. Streaming for worldwide. No pressure, Kurt. No pressure. Take it away, Colleen.
All right, everybody, it's time for your 2-minute drill presented by Lowe's. You've earned Sunday Football, gang. So we're back here. We're excited to be back with the tools. I know Mooch is thrilled about this. He wants to do it every single week. We said, I don't know, maybe we'll see. Okay, let's talk about the favorite in the NFC West. Who is it?
They restricted us to one tool, okay? Lowe's, I'd like to do them all, but I can't right now. So I'm going to use this right here, the ruler, okay? But we're going to, NFC West, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I say the Los Angeles Rams?
You can say whatever you
want.
want.
I know Matthew Stafford hasn't practiced much. He's got a little bit of a back, but they'll rub it out and he'll play. Well, you know what? This is what I'll remember. You know what that number is right there? What do you see?
13.
13 inches, okay? I lied a little bit. They were 13 yards away from pay dirt when they played in the division game against the champs, your Eagles.
I
right?
know.
And you know what? They were going in to win the game, all right? In bad weather, the whole thing. And Matthew Stafford, 324 yards. And guess what? They go ahead and sign Devontae Adams, a kid from Fresno State. With Puka Nacua, this is going to be a heck of a team. The Rams will win the NFC West. They were just 13 inches away from upsetting you guys.
All right.
Okay, so what do you think? I was really looking for some multi-purpose tool, but instead I'm going to take this sledgehammer and I'm going with the 49ers because Christian McCaffrey is back. And this might look like a sledgehammer and he'll sledgehammer pull. That's actually quite heavy. But also, he's more like a Swiss Army knife and he's going to cut through anything defenses have. I think that injury, okay, he's returning. We'll see what happens. But between him and George Kittle, they will sledgehammer it.
Okay.
Kyle
Shanahan figures it out.
Okay. All right, guys. Look at us. We're back. I mean, we're just really hammering this home, too. And I just think that I don't know what the Cardinals are going to be because I feel like nobody really knows what the Cardinals are going to be. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that I wish I knew a little bit more what would happen with this team because we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for Kyler Murray to be the star that we were told he was going to be. And his wide receiver there who should be, if they could get together, if they could actually get on the same page, maybe they could make some noise, but I still think that they are going to be finishing last. So I'm going to go with the Rams.
Oh, okay. I was waiting
All
to
of
see
that
who you
was
went
to say Rams.
All right,
so
Rams.
there you have it, guys. The NFC North or the West. That's it. That's how the West was made. All right, here we go. Rich, back to you.
Thank you. All right, Kurt, look at you. Kurt.
Oh,
I like it.
Kurt.
What? What'd I do?
Don't you know whose house it is?
Well, I know. Now that I see that, I'm thinking, why didn't I pick the Rams? I don't know.
Stick to your beliefs. You think Niners make a comeback, huh?
What's that?
Niners come back?
Well, I do think they're going to come back. I think they're going to be a better football team, but I just said how much I like the Rams, so
okay, good.
Not sure when I picked that.
Bold predictions. Steve Mariucci's first shot across Kurt Warner's bow. Next on NFL Game Day Season Preview.
NFL Game Day Season Preview is presented by Lowe's. Lowe's knows Sunday hits different when you've earned it.
Join us for NFL Game Day morning on Sunday for fun, insight, and to see if we really are all the same height. We're not.
Yeah, you know what? You got slighted, Gerald.
I mean, Gerald, and I mean...
Yeah, he did.
I mean...
And Colleen's taller than
I'm
you.
just saying, we're not all the same height. And by the way, Kurt Warner just spent the commercial break going over all of his picks, so he's not surprised by them on the air anymore.
I don't remember when we picked them.
You forget choosing the Niners?
I don't remember when we picked them.
He's
Like,
audible.
lots of things have happened since then, I think. Yeah.
Well, we're all on the pirate ship in the NFC South.
I did pick that. I'm good with that one.
The following segment is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. It's time for bold predictions.
All right, here we go, Mooch.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
You have another essay.
Well, you know what?
Okay.
What?
Guess it's not always about you, Kurt.
What? Most of the time it is.
Guess who has the sack record? By a former Oklahoma Sooner. At age 26. That's the question.
Okay. Right there. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be longer than that.
Nostradamus over there. Gerald, guess what? Back in 13 for the Bucs, you were just a kid, okay? You had 8.5 sacks in just 13 games. You rested 3 games for some reason. He made second-team All-Pro. How about that? Congratulations, all right?
Thank you.
You know what? Well, I boldly predict that another Oklahoma Sooner, Nick Bonito, okay? Bonito, who turns 26 in September, will smash your record. Not only the 8.5 smash, all right? He's going to double your record. And 17 sacks this year. And that's going to be the most for a 26-year-old former Oklahoma Sooner. And then nobody will even know that you went to Oklahoma after he has a 17-sack season.
Kurt? Hey,
17-sack
season. Wow. Okay. All right. I am going to where I started the show with a storyline about these young second-year quarterbacks. These 6 guys that were number 1 first-round picks that are starting this year. Up to this point in the NFL, we've only had 2 sophomore quarterbacks in the same season that have gone over 4,000 yards. Everybody wants to talk about the sophomore slump. I say not for these guys. I say there will be 4 of these 6 number 1 picks that will go for 4,000 yards. Ben Johnson already told us Caleb's going to be the first one in Chicago history. So 4 of these guys will go over 4,000 yards. And I even got 30 touchdowns on there for 4 of these quarterbacks.
Joe?
I like where your mind is at, because I'm going to stay right there. Second-year quarterbacks, Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams. So much is made about the Bears never having a 4,000-yard pass.
Oh, he's going to have 5.
Come on.
Caleb Williams is going to have 5,000 yards.
Man.
Ooh, all right.
That is my bold
In the
prediction.
Windy City.
Well, that helps my bold, too. So
Is it because of where he used to go to school before he went to school out here? Is that what it is? Just wanted to see. Okay. That's bold predictions. The Dallas Cowboys, we all know, sent Micah Parsons to Green Bay. We will discuss all of that coming up in hour number 2 of our season preview program. Also ahead, our crack production staff comes up with amusing ways every year for us to predict the playoff field. What does this year have in store?
What are you doing?
It's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, we hear from last year's MVP, Josh Allen, in an exclusive sit-down with Kyle Brandt. And hear what he had to say to Bills fans if they win the Super Bowl.
In What Your Wife Does, it's very common for young actors to have the Oscar speech, and they do it in the mirror, and they practice it. They dream one day I'll be able to have this speech. Do you have the Super Bowl speech?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. It's not written down, but it's up there. I can see the parade. I can feel it. 5 degrees brisk, hearing the bus roll over all the salt and the ice. Thousands upon thousands of fans filling up downtown Buffalo. I can see where we're going up on the steps at City Hall, so we gotta turn it into a reality.
Oh, we're so close to the season starting, and what a doozy. What a piece of filet mignon served up right away. Cowboys-Eagles. Dak's back. Jalen Hurts is a reigning Super Bowl MVP, a banner raise in this nasty rivalry to kick off the 2025 NFL season on NBC. It was a little over a month ago when Micah Parsons asked for a trade, leading Jerry Jones to tell all Cowboys fans that they could sleep well, which sure sounded like this was all just a negotiating posture that would lead eventually to a newly enriched Parsons taking the field for Dallas in the league opener in Philly. Instead, negotiations went off the rails into a ditch, apparently at one point stuck up an orifice, then at one point onto a training table, all before Parsons would wind up newly enriched in Green Bay, leading Cowboys fans to now wonder if the entire 2025 season might also wind up in a place where the sun does not shine.
I bought the Dallas Cowboys with a handshake.
Jerry Jones said that handshake deal with Micah Parsons, that's it.
He'd be the highest guaranteed player on defense. And then we were going to send it over to the agent. The agents told us to stick it up our
wait. Same way that Jerry Jones take care of their family, it's the same way I need to take care of my family.
We really got 3 years to work this thing out. I did that with Dak.
Me and Mike have talked. I don't have the full answer for it. I think all of mine would have been done a lot earlier than they were.
Playing this media game with Jerry is not fun, but I do want Micah to get paid.
Micah Parsons requested a trade away from the Cowboys.
Jerry, are you considering trading Micah Parsons?
Negotiation talk, that's where I put that.
If they don't want me here, they don't want me here. But if this is the end, this is the end.
Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers, $47 million per year.
It came quick, but that's the way things go. I think a lot of Micah don't want him to have success when they play the Cowboys. I do want him to have overall success.
Oh, baby. That's how we kick off hour 2 of this 2-hour NFL Game Day season preview presented by Lowe's right here. Rich Eisen, Gerald McCoy, Kurt Warner, and Steve Mariucci. Let's start with this bad boy, gents. What'd you make of it? Kurt, you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I'll go first. First, we were talking during preseason. Not really surprised that it actually happened. Yeah. First and foremost, I thought they would find a way to get into a room and he would be a Dallas Cowboy because he's such a great player. But once it happened, I look at it from the perspective of the Green Bay Packers, and I think this just makes them a better football team. It makes them a true contender in the NFC. Is that this was a top 10 team in terms of points scored and points allowed on both sides of the ball. You add a difference maker and a game record like Micah Parsons to the mix. I'm excited to watch this team play. I'm excited to see what they can be. They're very, very young still, but he just adds, to me, a dynamic piece that they were missing in Green Bay. Dallas, that's a whole nother story, but I'm excited to see the Packers with Micah Parsons.
It's got to send a jolt into the locker room of Green Bay, right, with this young roster that we keep talking about, for them to say, or hear from management, if you will,
yes,
that now's the time, and we're going to add Micah Parsons to the locker room to go and try and win a tough division and a tough conference
and you talk
and a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you talk about locker rooms. What's it say to the Green Bay locker room? What's it say to the Dallas locker room? Mm-hmm. They're getting ready to start the season, and you've got 2 different stories being told to the guys that are going to battle for the first time. And everybody talks about winning a championship. Those people in Green Bay in the locker room are going, hey, we're all in to win one. In Dallas, what are they saying right now?
If you think about it, this is just all about a matter of perspective. So if you think about the Green Bay Packers, they're sending the message, we're in win-now mode. You know how I know? They broke a 21-year streak of drafting a wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah, they did that
got
too.
Matthew Golden,
yes, they did.
First round, to get them a number 1 wide receiver. And then, like you said, they're a top 10 defense, but they were 20th in pressure rate. So we go out and get a guy in Micah Parsons, and you start thinking about organizations and how they value draft picks. The Packers, since 2020, have drafted 0 All-Pros and 0 Pro Bowlers. So what did they do? They sent draft picks and Kenny Clark over to the Dallas Cowboys. You know why? You know who values draft picks? The Dallas Cowboys. And what were they bad against? The run. So Dallas said, I'll take Kenny Clark. I'll take him, and I'll take my 2 first-round draft picks, because Dallas, they draft well. 4 All-Pros and 7 Pro Bowlers since 2020.
Understood. That said, if you stop the run and it's 3rd and 8, and you can't get the quarterback pressured, now it's 1st and 10. You got to try and stop the run again. That's and it's interesting. You see some of the stuff again. There was a deep dive on this trade on ESPN's website today. Makes it sound like some of those in the Cowboys locker room not shedding a tear about this. That there's an iceberg, and we were just seeing the tip, and the Cowboys are thinking we can stop the run, and addition by subtraction. You're already shaking your head at that.
I understand that. I mean, just like Gerald was saying, we're sending the message we're in win-now mode. Coach, I was always in win-now mode. Like, when did we ever go into a season and go, okay, we're not in win-now mode? Competitors, every season is win-now mode, and the Packers are saying, yeah, it's win time, and we got an opportunity to get a difference maker. Let's take him and let's go.
I always believe that you either get better or you get worse. And the Packers got better, and the Dallas Cowboys have to wait for those number 1 picks to make them better. They're not better than last year. In fact, they're not as good. A 7-10 team, you lose Micah Parsons. That's a big, as a pass rusher, not as a run stopper, okay? You lose Zach Martin, he retires, right? DeMarcus Lawrence, he's gone. I mean, they're not. Cowboy fans, you know what? In the Metroplex, just have some more patience. I'm sorry to tell you.
Wow.
Right? In 95, I was coaching against you with the Green Bay Packers when you won your last championship game with Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman, and Dion was playing receiver. I was coaching against those guys. And you know what? Keep waiting, because those draft choices aren't going to help you. I was shocked. I thought both sides, when the comments they were making, were just posturing in negotiations. It was part of their plan. I was shocked. But when I'm thinking about it, you know what? To have Jerry Jones pay Dak $60 million, the highest paid offensive guy, and then you're going to turn around and pay somebody, the highest paid non-quarterback on defense, $47 million.
Yeah, but that could have been $10 million less if they did it last year.
Well, they didn't. And then they got CeeDee Lamb at $34 million.
Which could have been $10 million less if they did it the year before.
And they could have
kept Tank Lawrence if they made this trade before the draft.
Yeah, well, they didn't do all that. So here we are. And so now they're not going to be as good. So it's going to be play the long game, and we're going to have to see what happens next year, the year after.
Although if you're just real quick, if you're Dak and you're Kenny Clark and you're the Cowboys and you're hearing conversations similar to the ones that we're having right now, maybe they can surprise some people, right? I mean, I don't know.
I think it would be a surprise if they make the playoffs. Sure. You know what? I root for the Cowboys. I love those guys over there. But you know what? They're not better than they were last year.
I'm pretty sure we all believe having a Micah Parsons makes your defense better.
Right.
But where the Dallas Cowboys, there's 5 to 7 true contenders every year. The Dallas Cowboys wasn't in there.
No.
So Jerry's thinking, even with Micah.
Even if they sign
even with Micah. So now Jerry's thinking, I can trade him. I get 2 first-round picks, Kenny Clark, and I get to keep all this money to use.
And he signed Deron Bland.
So it's like,
right.
Listen,
but I just feel like
we wasn't going to win this year anyway.
I get that, but the business is so much about the difference makers and the playmakers, as opposed to just being a more solid football team. The best teams in the league are the ones that have those players that can make the splash, difference-making plays over and over again. Not just a good, solid football team, but difference makers. And that, to me, with Micah Parsons, say what you want, it wasn't always great in this area or that. He was a difference maker. He would change the complexion of games because of what he could do on every single snap. And that, to me, is what this league is so much about, especially come playoff time. Do you have the difference makers that can change the complexion of a game? I'm with Coach. I believe the Packers got way better in that regard. They got a good team anyways. They got way better in that regard, and I believe Dallas is hurt because of it.
Week 4 Sunday Night Football. Dallas and Green Bay. Micah Parsons in the Metroplex. How about them apples for the schedule makers? They just keep on playing the hits, and we all think it's an Eagles division to win again. Remember you picked the Eagles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Who'd you pick for the NFC North?
Easy one. NFC North?
Yeah. Who'd you pick?
Well,
I'll tell you, it was the Lions. Now,
the Lions, but then
Mooch, look at you, Mooch, like you're back on the UP, huh?
I switched.
All right, and the Bears. You think the Bears are winning the division?
I believe
that's a reach, Gerald.
You know, I had a bold prediction about the Bears. Mooch.
That's a reach, he says.
A reach.
Okay. All right.
Ben Johnson's going to get it done.
Yeah. Everybody thinks the Lions are going to take a step back because they lost both coordinators, and they're getting everybody back on.
And you don't think? You don't think they're that big a deal, those coordinators?
Obviously, I think it's big of a deal, but Dan Campbell is Coach of the Year material for a reason, isn't he?
I mean, I think he's
right.
great.
And it's not easy to just plug people in. But some of the people he's plugging in are all those injured players who are not injured anymore, including Aiden Hutchinson.
I hear you.
Yeah, you just said it. I mean, the Packers are adding a pass rusher, right, a defensive guy.
Right.
You know what? So are the Lions. You're Michigan
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
They had like 14 guys that were on IR. They're all coming back.
They couldn't practice sometimes in training camp.
They were 15-2. And they're going to be, with all those guys and their draft choice, they're going to be a better team this year, probably not have the record. Did you see their away schedule?
Yeah,
they play a beast of a schedule.
They do.
They won't have the same record, but they'll have a better team.
Well, I mean, the NFC North plays the AFC North, which is why that's pretty big in terms of all the
It'll be fun.
big-time
What a
games
division.
this
We're not even
season.
talking about a 14-win team from a year ago, even though I know they got a new quarterback. Not even talking about Minnesota.
That's right. That's correct.
Yeah.
They were the only team that wasn't chosen to win the division by any of us.
Exactly.
Boy, we just pissed off the people up in Minnesota. Listen, you got to crack some eggs to make an omelet. What a big game that is on Sunday night on NBC. They got Cowboys-Eagles on Thursday night, Ravens and Bills on Sunday night. Josh Allen with Kyle Brandt still to come.
JA17. It's great to see you, man.
Great to see you too, guy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thrilled to be here with you. How is life?
Life's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me.
We're ready to start the season. Married, love my wife, love my family, and, just having that mindset of there are no bad days. Some are just better than others, but I do genuinely wake up and love my life each and every day. So it's pretty cool.
We've talked about movies for years.
Yep.
You have very strong opinions about movies.
Yep.
I'm going to give you a movie, and I want you to give me your review.
Okay.
Sinners. Come on.
A+.
A+. Why?
Because it combines a lot of different aspects of life. My wife absolutely kills it, and hopefully award season coming around, people make the right decisions. So.
I have a hot take on the movie. Tell me if this is a hot take.
Okay.
I left the movie theater and I thought, the NFL MVP is the second most talented person in his own marriage. Is that a crazy hot take?
Absolutely not.
No?
1000%.
She's really
And I'm
talented.
okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we watched it at the premiere, I was crying at the end. I
Really?
was just so proud of her. I get emotional thinking about it, but it was a pretty cool experience.
I can tell you're getting emotional.
Yeah.
You're welling up already.
I know.
It's all positive. It's very, very cool. I'm so happy for
Thank you.
In what your wife does, it's very common for young actors to have the Oscar speech. Do you have the Super Bowl speech?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. It's not written down, but it's up there. I can see the parade. I can feel it. 5 degrees brisk, hearing the bus roll over all the salt and the ice. Thousands upon thousands of fans filling up downtown Buffalo. I can see where we're going up on the steps at City Hall. I see it all.
Now I'm welling up.
It chills.
Yeah. One of the guys you grew up watching, Peyton, as someone who would knock on the door a lot and then finally had to kick it down. Peyton Manning says he sees himself in you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What's that like to hear that?
For him to say it, it's really cool. I never would.
Yeah.
He's one of the best, if not the best, to ever play the game. When I've gotten to know him over the last few years, and I've got so much respect for him and his family, and continue to hold him in the highest regards. He's an awesome human being.
Has he ever reached out to you about his experience with the Patriots and advised you on how to just keep fighting and that type of thing? Has he ever reached out to you for that?
I mean, we've had our talks
Really?
In person of just like, until it happens, it's only going to be what everybody talks about.
The cool thing about going in your 8th year, you have 7 years of amazing highlights, just spectacular highlights. What is Josh Allen's favorite Josh Allen highlight?
My mind goes to rookie year, Jaguars at home, ran a quarterback draw, stiff-armed a D tackle, ran in for a touchdown.
Why that one?
I don't know. I think that's like just the moment where I was like, I got this.
I belong?
Yeah. If it may not look like number one, but it feels like number one.
He is in for the touchdown.
Gutsy run by the young quarterback.
I always think about you that there's this burden that you carry, and there is this cloud that hangs over you of Josh has got to bring the big one home. He's got to bring it home. How do you deal with that?
Being okay with God's timing, because it's always perfect. So if it happens this year, if it happens next year, if it doesn't happen, if I know that I did everything that I possibly could, I can live with that.
You know who else has the same burden? It's the guy you see week 1. It's Lamar. How do you identify with Lamar on that?
I freaking love Lamar Jackson. I think he's battled so many haters throughout his career, and during the combine, teams asking him to work out in a different position, and to be this bona fide superstar who does everything the right way. I'm in awe watching him. So the way I relate to him maybe is just we haven't won the whole thing yet.
You walk that line so well of, man, I love that guy and he's great, but he better not get in my way. I gotta take him out because it's him or me. It's like the scene in Heat. It's De Niro, Pacino, like, I gotta take you out.
Great movie, by the way.
Right? You know.
Yeah.
We started with movie reviews. Let's end with movie reviews. 2025 Bills, the movie.
Looking for the pylon, leaps for the goal line, and he's in. And the beast has once again been released.
How would you like the review of that movie to read?
Fast-paced, action-packed.
Yes.
Didn't think the middle could be better than the start, and didn't think the ending could be better than the middle and the start. And finished on a high note.
Finished on a high note.
Yeah.
Award winning?
100%.
You got your popcorn ready?
I do.
Coming up next, we've done everything. Oh, by the way, we all think the Bills are winning the East. Remember that you chose the Bills, Kirk?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I got the Bills.
We've done everything with sumo wrestlers. Mooch, remember that? We used
sumo
wrestlers and stickers and piñatas to try and determine who's making the playoffs and who's not. Wait till you see what we've got next.
We have some blockbuster news after an entire offseason.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. Just going to give it a pause for anybody who wants to change their channels. Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is going to see Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. What better place to finish than one of the cornerstone franchises of the NFL?
Ben Johnson is the Chicago Bears head coach.
I see a chance for greatness here for him.
We're going to start right now to go after it and build this team as quickly as we can.
With the first pick, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward.
I wanted to cry, but I can't cry right now because I'm too excited.
I've never seen a top 20 pick still on the draft board where we started day 3.
With the 144th pick, Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur Sanders putting on a show.
I know the opportunity will come.
Daniel Jones will be our starting quarterback this season, and then we'll go from there.
Max Crosby is not going anywhere.
Trey Hendrickson also has a new deal. Myles Garrett now locked up in Cleveland through 2030.
I mean, I told y'all he's coming back soon, so I'm excited.
Now, I am the cat that writes the check.
He gives the green light on everything, so hopefully something's done.
An NFL shaking trade. Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers.
This trade has been going on all spring. It culminated today, and it came quick, but that's the way things go.
So quaint back in the day as we see they were all picking the Houston Texans. Folks wondered, what's NFL Network going to talk about when there's no football? And you just saw the 2025 offseason review there, just chock full of stories and headlines. And now it comes time to play football. And as you can see, for 35 straight seasons, at least 4 new playoff teams every single year. In other words, 4 teams every year have qualified for the playoffs. They were not in the postseason the year before, so it's now time to have some fun and predict this. I mean, this doesn't look like me. I'm at this point in time, right, it's not about me. It's about the teams that aren't going to make the playoffs this year. And every single season on NFL Game Day season preview, we kick a playoff team from the previous season out, replace them with a new non-playoff team. And if you couldn't tell from that very somewhat realistic cartoon animation, we're going to be choosing who makes the playoffs this year by firing a T-shirt cannon into the crowd across the demo field. Big thanks to our neighbors down the street, the Los Angeles Clippers. They're letting us borrow their T-shirt cannon for this segment.
Yes.
And a warm welcome to the Westchester High School football team.
Yeah, all right.
We're going to be catching the T-shirts on the other end of the field. So, ready to go?
Let's go.
We're going to send them out in the pattern?
Yeah, no, go deep. Go deep.
Go deep.
Spread out. Spread out.
Mooch, you stay with
Never
us.
know where these guys are going to
trying to coach them up. I think that's a good spot right there.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think we're good.
Spread out.
Okay, so we have right here on this very expensive coat rack the 14 playoff jerseys from last year's playoff teams. You're going to have to take the team that you're taking out of the playoffs, place it into the dirty laundry pile. Then we're going to hand each one of you, the Clippers T-shirt gun. Place the logo of the team you're putting into the playoffs into the gun. Fire it all the way across to the Westchester High School football team to catch and reveal. Do we have all of that?
Got it.
Gerald McCoy, you're first up. Choose your jersey of the team you're taking out of the playoffs from last year's playoff field.
The team that I am taking out of the playoffs.
Yes.
I mean, since this team's fans hate my guts anyway, I might as well kick them out the playoffs. This team is the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh,
you guys are out. As much as I love Joe Alt and everything I believe he is, the struggles and the injuries of the offensive line, they just bug me. The running backs have been injured. The defense has gotten older. I don't believe they're going to be as good.
Okay.
So the Chargers are out.
All right, here we go.
All right, boys. Here we go.
Who are you putting in? Here we go. Oh! My God, he tried to high point the T-shirt.
His moment. Who we got here?
Oh,
Who is it?
And you're putting in the ring.
Las Vegas Raiders. I am a firm believer in what John Spytek is doing. And you don't bring in a 73-year-old head coach if you're in rebuild mode. I believe that the Las Vegas Raiders are poised to win right now.
And back.
Good job.
Okay. You can be ready for Cynthia Freeland. You have the floor.
Good job.
Okay, so you know I like risk, and risk is all what this segment's about because, you know, obviously I told you the rivalry 7, but I'm actually thinking that perhaps with a back injury, they might miss out. So there's some risk here, just like this segment, risk that we might get shot with this cannon from each other. So I'm putting them in there with respect. Okay. We love them.
All right, here we go.
And then we're making a change. You guys ready? You better catch this one.
Oh, there it goes. Going deep.
Yeah. We made a catch. One. All right, young man. What do we have?
All right, show us who you got.
And out goes the Rams, and Cynthia Freeland puts the Cardinals in.
Fourth place schedule.
All right.
They get a lot of their defenders back. You get Darius Robinson.
They got better.
I think there's a lot going. Will Johnson. You know you like Will Johnson, Rich. That's going to make you happy. Okay. So we're good there.
There we go.
All right.
Kurt Warner.
All right.
You have by the way, Los Angeles has been removed from the playoffs in its entirety.
No, what the heck?
I know, their neighbors.
What's that all
their
about?
neighbors are going to be very upset.
All right, Rod Woodson, I love you.
Steelers.
And it's not just because they beat me in a Super Bowl. I actually think they're going to be a better football team, but the team I'm putting in, I think, is just going to make a jump from last year. So the Steelers are going to be out.
Hang on a minute.
Uh-oh. Problem with the cannon.
We're trying to get the
Problem
gun
with
going.
The cannon.
Oh,
Look
no.
out. Oh, my God.
All right, we'll get there. You know, it's show number 1, right? We're just kicking this thing off. There's a few bugs. We'll be there on Sunday. We got this thing on Sunday.
I didn't think your commentary would be so brief.
Okay. All right.
Is it ready?
All right.
Look out.
Here we go. Ready, guys? There it goes. Oh, man.
That's okay. Who's in? Bengals.
That's right. I know there was a lot of chaos in the offseason, but when it's all said and done, they got all their guys back. Trey Hendrickson, they signed their receivers. They're going to win those 30-point games this year, and they're going to make it to the playoffs.
Give back the
I was sabotaged.
Okay, there you go.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses.
All right, Colleen.
Okay. Well, guys, listen, they have the oldest roster in the NFL. Their schedule last year was one of the easiest, yet they still had 9 wins by 1 score. They needed so many things to go right. Their defense, they didn't do anything this offseason that makes me believe that they'll be any different this year. So the Commanders, you're gone.
Ow.
All right.
Hey.
So,
Colleen Wolfe, here we go.
Get it up.
Who are we putting in?
no longer.
Oh, nice one.
No
Look
longer
out.
will this city
Caught one yet?
be the city where quarterbacks
And
go
who's in?
die.
Washington out. Who's in?
That's right.
Wow.
No longer will this team be just the champions of the offseason. They are going to be in the playoffs this year. Caleb Williams,
thank you.
after 3 offensive coordinators last year, now he gets the bell of the ball, and Ben Johnson. It's going to be great for the
Shaking it.
One last one before we give this prop back to Kawhi Leonard.
You really do?
Steve Mariucci, who are you taking out of the playoffs?
Yeah, you know what? You think I'm nuts for taking out a 14-3 team, Rich? 14-3.
I get it, though. I get it.
This team's going to get mossed right now, and it's not just because they got a redshirt freshman quarterback, J.J. McCarthy from Michigan, who was 27-1 in college, and he hasn't done anything yet, but their defense is 28th against the pass, okay?
All right,
so they're out, and I'll tell you who's going to be in. You guys ready?
Yeah, point it out.
Here we go. That's how you do it, Kurt Warner.
Let's go.
Keep it in the house.
That's it, baby.
Keep
it in the house.
There you go. It's out of bounds. Mooch went out of bounds.
Who is it? Count. They can't catch it if they're out of bounds.
It's the Niners.
49ers are in, baby. You know what? Robert Saleh is back on that defense. We've got Christian McCaffrey back. They have 20 guys injured, 8 starters. Guess what? They're coming back. Brock Purdy's paid. They're ready to go. That NFC West is up for grabs. Niners are back in the playoffs. Vikings are out, Rich.
Careful.
All right,
Careful.
what do we got, Rich?
Careful.
Break this down for us.
What do we have? We have Mooch sent that one to the Intuit Dome down the street.
Not left field fences, baby.
the home run.
We're done.
I just wondered what it was going to look like this year with what we did.
That was fun.
Okay.
Good stuff right there.
Yeah.
So when we come back, the Bengals, who's Kurt says are making the playoffs, combined 1-9 in the first 2 weeks of the season in the Joe Burrow era. era, is it true that Tigers can't change their stripes? Nope. Or might the Bengals actually start the season
got it this
fast?
Year. They got it.
All right, Cynthia, there we go. Well done right there.
Love it.
Nice.
Nice snag.
Westchester High School
Good snag.
football team. I just love how they're so psyched to hold up. And Mooch.
Yes.
That was out of here.
Honestly, you nearly hit whose house is it? You hit the Rams house. Good stuff. You're watching NFL Game Days season kickoff. The Westchester High School kids is so much fun. They were doing push-ups because they made one of their teammates do push-ups for dropping the T-shirt. So when Mooch fired one out of bounds, they made him do push-ups.
That way, Moochie.
Look at you, Mooch.
Looking good, Moochie.
Oh, you almost went one-handed.
I did go one hand.
That was fantastic. We just had a blast. That was so much fun with our new friends from Westchester. And check out the big game on YouTube. The NFC goes first, and then the AFC goes second. Second game of the season from São Paulo, Brazil. First ever game streamed around the globe on YouTube. I throw things over to the man who's going to be in the booth with me for that game. Kurt Warner, take it away.
All right, let's preview this by putting it into Warner's Corner. Obviously, the focus is going to be on these two quarterbacks. But I want to take a look at these two teams, Coach, as we go into game number one. What am I looking at for the Chiefs? We know number 15 is going to be there. We know what he brings to the table. But, what are the key questions that we have for this team? One thing that we know is Rashee Rice. He's sidelined for 6 games. Who's going to take that spot? They're so good at the screen game in Kansas City. Nobody better. Xavier Worthy became that guy in the playoffs last year. So that's something that I'm looking for, is that second-year player. He's the guy that becomes the yak player for this Chiefs team while Rashee Rice is out. Okay, big plays has been something that they've been missing for the last 2 years. They're excited about the speed that they have. Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy. Guy on the outside, Tyquan Thornton, you see him just running by the corner in Chicago. Should have been a touchdown right there. Will the big play be back in this Kansas City offense? And then you talk about Patrick Mahomes. As great as he's been, he says he's in the best shape of his life. He went back to work after being disappointed in the Super Bowl, and he looked like it in preseason. He's dancing around, he's moving, he's running, he's making plays with his legs, he's having fun. Whoa. Those are 3 things that I got my eye on when I head down to Brazil a little bit later tonight.
You guys are going to Brazil. Can I go with you, Rich?
Come on.
I'll carry your bags, okay? All right. I love this guy, man. We all do, right? He's the greatest. We love watching him play. It's going to be fun to see. They've got some receivers. They might not have Tyreek Hill, but they got a good group of receivers and a good couple of running backs. Travis Kelce's got to show up, and he can do his thing. Great defense, too. Better than he's ever had. This guy right here plays differently, though. He's talented as heck, but they like to play conservative, closer to the vest. But when he shoots it down the field, look out.
I mean, so different, right? His first couple years, he's setting all kinds of records, throwing it all over the yard. Jim Harbaugh comes in and goes, okay, we're going to rein you back a little bit. We're going to play good defense. We're going to run the football. But he's still got a couple guys on the outside that he's really excited about, and it starts with Ladd McConkey. Great rookie year last year, and this guy is such a great route runner. Not a big guy, but he's got great stop and start, and then he's really good with contested balls. You might not guess that because he's not a really big guy. Here you see it, put it up there, bam, goes and gets it, and then the run after catch is where he's so special. He's got his other guy back. Keenan Allen was a guy that they had great success with a couple years ago. He leaves for a year to Chicago. Now he's back. Another great route runner. The underneath routes, I think they're going to be really, really good with. They'll sell the out, go down the field, and get the big play there. Now, my big question, Coach, is who's going to be the guy on the outside? Those guys are slot guys. Who's going to be the difference maker so they don't have to play conservative? They can use the big arm of Justin Herbert and push the ball down the field. Quentin Johnson right here makes a great catch, but he's been wildly inconsistent. They drafted a couple guys, Trey Harris, some other guys in the draft that they want to be that guy. Will somebody emerge on the outside? Because I believe he needs a big threat down the field.
Quentin Johnson, the TCU guy, right?
TCU
That's a heck of a program over there with Sonny Dykes. This is going to be a great matchup to start the season over there in Brazil. I can't wait to watch you guys.
No doubt. It's a great way to start, Rich. Can't wait to go down there with you.
Nor can I. The Cincinnati Bengals, as you could see, have had dreadfully slow starts this decade, and then they do their best to make up for it in the remaining weeks of the regular season. Last year, they wound up just shy of the playoffs. They're going to be taking on the Browns, Jaguars, and Vikings in their first 3 assignments of the regular season. How do they start fast this year?
Well, I believe they already did it. They played their starters in preseason, but not only did they just play, they played with urgency. 4 out of their 5 drives, they scored points. And their stars had great seasons last year, but they were playing catch-up most of the time. So if they can get off to a hot start with the talent they have on offense, you brought Trey Hendrickson back, I believe the sky's the limit for this team. I believe they understand by playing in the preseason, we'll hit the ground running.
So that actually can translate.
Absolutely.
Playing in the preseason into the regular season. They're taking on the Browns in Week 1, and Joe Flacco's the Week 1 starter against the Bengals. Something he did as a rookie in Week 8, his first career start. Look at Joe Flacco's wheels. The Delaware Blue Hen right there. Come on. Getting it done against the Bengals as a rookie, now as the OG of the Cleveland Browns. Just in a few days from now. Colleen, Cynthia, take it away.
Well, Rich, Joe Flacco knows all about earning your Sunday, presented by Lowe's. You've earned Sunday football. He's earned another Sunday start here. And listen, Cynthia, you know me really well at this point. You know that I have no patience. I want instant answers, and I need them right now for offensive and defensive rookie of the year. I don't even want to really wait for this to pan out. And I need to know your formula, how you came to this conclusion. So let's start with the offense.
So on the offense, I'm actually looking at Cam Ward to be your O'Roy. Why? Well, I think this O-line is going to be improved. Yes, I think Week 1 against the Denver Broncos defense will be hard, but his trajectory for me is up and to the right, meaning I think every single game he's going to get better, kind of like Jaden Daniels did last year. And this is the most valuable position in the sport. He's already a captain on the team. I've heard that he gets in at 5 in the morning. They've actually had to tell him, you don't need to come in quite so early, but everyone wants to play with him.
So are you relatively higher on the Titans than other people are right now?
I guess you have to wait for all the win projections, but yes.
Love that tease. All right, defensive rookie of the year.
All right, so did you know that over the past 25 seasons, all of the defensive rookies of the year have been in the top 40 draft picks? 20 of them have been in the top 15 draft picks. So let's narrow it down there. They're mostly pass rushers, 6 of 10 pass rushers. Okay, so are we looking at Abdul Carter? No. Au contraire. Why? I have the Niners winning more games. So Michael Williams, that's the pick for me. Pick 11 right there. He is my favorite for defensive rookie of the year.
Okay, all right, and he gets to play with Robert Saleh, who's now back with San Francisco, Nick Bosa. I'm excited to see that team, and I know you are as well because you have it pretty high in your projections for the NFC. Coming up next, though, we're going to talk about Russell Wilson is the Week 1 starter for the Giants, but could Jackson Dart push Mr. Unlimited to the limit as QB1? Kurt Warner tells us where he thinks the Giants and when he thinks the Giants should go with the rookie first rounder. I feel like everything's coming full circle here.
NFL Game Day Season Preview is presented by Lowe's. Lowe's knows Sunday hits different when you've earned it.
Jackson Dart, one of the stars of the preseason, but Brian Daboll has been adamant that Russell Wilson is the starter. So, Kurt, first of all, how do you feel just watching this happen and knowing what you have been through? Does it give you
a little bit of nostalgia, right?
Nostalgia, yeah. Walk down memory lane.
Should we say that he should start Week 10? Is that what we're going for here?
No.
Is that how we should separate this thing?
But realistically, how much patience can the Giants have, especially if things go the way that they did in Pittsburgh for Russell Wilson after towards the end of the season there?
You know, I think it's twofold here. They have a gauntlet at the beginning of the season. I always say that it's easier to start with the veteran and move to the young guy instead of throwing the young guy in and then having to work through those growing pains. So understand that part of it. Second thing is Jackson Dart ready. I mean, he looked ready in preseason, but they're going to know that more than we do. To me, the biggest factor falls into Brian Daboll and what is his leash with the Giants is how long does he have? If they've sat down and talked and said, hey, we think you're a good coach, you haven't had your guy, you now have your guy, you're safe for this year, and we're going to ride in and give you a shot to build Jackson Dart. I think they can hold with Russell Wilson for a while and give Jackson Dart some more time. If Brian Daboll's in one of those situations where I got to win now, I think, how do we start? We start 0-4, we start 1-3. Maybe it's time to go to the young guy and buy us some time saying, hey, with this guy, we've got a chance in the future. Keep my job, go with the young guy, and build what they're already building, Gerald.
It's more of a retractable leash then.
Exactly, you know? Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Which New York team, Gerald, will have the better season?
I think this is a no-brainer. It is the New York Football Giants. The Jets didn't get any better. I believe the Jets got worse. But the Giants did get better. You could just start in the QB room. I believe that all 3 quarterbacks in the Giants room is better than last year's Giants quarterback and the starter for the New York Jets. Then they added Abdul Carter to their dominant defensive line. I'm going with the New York Football Giants on this one.
I'm just thinking maybe they need to bring in some sage or something for that stadium in general, just because since 2017 they've had the 2 worst records. Let's kind of bring in some new vibes there. We'll see, Rich.
Yeah, sure. I hear you. I mean, spoken like a true Philly fan right there with all the yachts you're water skiing behind right now over there. All these new head coaches and new places. Obviously, Vrabel and Pete Carroll have coached before.
I teach these guys to mic me. I ain't gonna say all night. Tyler, Daddy's coming home. Come on, keep you going all night now. You gotta get some skates on. That sound like a pillow fight in there. I'm gonna catch that one. Good call, Bill. Hell of a call. You gotta be more emphatic than that. That ain't good enough. You're just gonna time it up on me. Here's Brady to throw. He throws end zone. Ball. Touchdown. Mike Vrabel. The Patriots win. As a D lineman, I'm going in motion on the goal line. How's that?
And, I mean, of all places for Pete Carroll to make his return to the coaching sidelines, it will be New England, acting the same way that you saw when he was on the sideline as the HC of the New England Patriots. Which new head coach do you think is going to make the biggest impact this season?
I'm moving off my spot. I love Pete Carroll. You know, he's older than I am. He chews that gum. He's high energy. I love that guy. But the guy that's going to have the biggest impact on this bunch is that guy Vrabel over there, all right? Mike Vrabel. Heck of a coaching staff that he hired. It's not just about the one guy. It's about what's gone on over there lately. He's hired a good coaching staff. Josh McDaniels, you got Jeremy Springer, you got Terrell Williams, and ownership allowed him to spend some dollars, okay? $364 million on free agency, and they loaded up. They're a 4-win team from last year, but they got a lot of new players. He's got 6 years of experience as a head coach, coach of the year, the whole thing. He's going to make a big impact and improve that Patriot.
Yeah, and Josh McDaniels back on the sideline as the OC for Drake May, and a very crucial second season for him right there. Cynthia, before you gave us your NFC prognostications that your model came up with 1 through 7 seeding in the AFC. What about the NFC right now?
Well,
the AFC part.
Yeah, no, you're good. The AFC here, it looks, I think at the top where you could shuffle these around, we're all probably in line with those. But I think if you look over here, Denver goes back in again as a wild card, then the Bengals at the 6th spot. But number 7 really is all about that Patriots and what has changed. You talk about that, like getting rid of Jabril Peppers, parting ways with him this late in the season means that coaching staff, you have to believe that they're ready at the position, the safety position. It's going to be interesting.
Wow.
That's kind of a wow, but I like it. So I really want to talk to you, though, about the Bengals and why I think, if you believe that they're going to make it back to the playoffs, then you should consider Joe Burrow to be your MVP. Why? Because the defense did not necessarily get better. Sure, Trey Hendrickson's there. Shamar Stewart is going to be there. The back half of that defense, though, still a little bit dicey, which means Joe Burrow, who I also believe will have a fast start this season, I think he will have the opportunity to be your MVP.
By the way, if this is the way it works out, I mean, New England and Baltimore played some doozy of playoff games when Mike Vrabel was playing for the Patriots, and then Joe Burrow being in Arrowhead in week 1 of that postseason.
It's going to be a good January.
It would be indeed if that is the case. So Kurt and Mooch agree with you, Cynthia, about who the MVP is. Gerald likes Baker Mayfield. You're going all in, sir. And I'm saying I'm going back to the future with Mahomes as the MVP.
Yeah.
Well. Understand we on a mission today.
One step, two step.
Let the talk today that you're going to be great. Hey, it's going to be a fight, but we don't have to win champs, all right?
Yo, 1 step, 2 step, stepped in the booth like
perfect throw.
I'm trying to get paid and I'm trying to make checks. I'm trying to make waves, I don't really want to rest.
Touchdown Atlanta. Perfect dime from Drake May.
Got him.
Touchdown. That's a Denver touchdown. Fire. And it's gone. It's gone.
All right, let's do a hurry-up offense. This is sort of like our preseason to get you ready for game day morning on Sunday. 60 seconds on the clock. We're already going. The last time the Bears won 9 games, Caleb was a sophomore in high school. Will they win at least 9 this season?
No.
Kurt, the Commanders have not had double-digit wins in back-to-back seasons since '91. What about this year?
Yeah, I think they do.
Gerald, Sean Payton averaged 10 wins per season in 17 years as a head coach, with the Broncos winning 10 this year.
Yes.
Mooch, Barry Sanders is the only 2,000-yard rusher that had over 1,400 yards the following year. Will Saquon have at least that many?
Oh, yes.
Kurt, no rookie quarterback in Titans history has ever had 20 touchdown passes. What about Cam Ward?
Yeah, I think he will.
Gerald, no tight end in NFL history has ever had 1,000 receiving yards in each of their first 2 seasons. Will Brock Bowers be the first?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Mooch, Justin Jefferson needs 10 receiving touchdowns for 50 in his career. Will he have at least 10 this year?
Yes, he will.
Kurt, Jalen Hurts has had at least 13 rushing touchdowns in 3 straight seasons. What about this season?
Yes.
Myles Garrett, Gerald, finally, has averaged 13 sacks per season since he entered the NFL. Will he have at least 13 this year?
Indeed.
All right.
He will.
It's like
He's just giving everybody love, though, isn't it? It's like, yes. Everybody gets a yes.
Super Bowl predictions when we come back to wrap up this program. All right, again, we're not the same height, but we are one team, and we're coming out of the tunnel. Wait, by the way, way to ramp it up. Let's not go full bore.
That's right.
It's
not time
Sunday
yet.
game 1. Week 1. And then, Kurt, you're flying to Brazil tonight.
I am.
After I'm doing my show on Disney Plus tomorrow, I'm hopping a flight to Brazil. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
And we're going to be calling that game from YouTube, on YouTube from Brazil. Everybody thinks the Eagles will enjoy their banner-raising night with a win on Thursday. Kurt, you and I are staying out of the Friday night game because we're calling it. Mooch, Gerald, and Cynthia believe it's the Chiefs. Colleen, you're kind of lone wolf in the Chargers right now.
I sure am. Look.
All right, Super Bowl predictions. One of us nailed it on this show last year.
There's some folklore about the colors of the Super Bowl logo and the teams that
So
go.
you're going Chiefs-Packers?
I'm actually going Chiefs-Eagles, and the Eagles win this one. And there's green, and there's red.
All right. All right.
Well
There's a lot in the color scheme. Who's going first right here? Cynthia, what do you have?
Well, since all of the colors are now represented in the logo this year, I'm going to go with the Bills over the Eagles. Those are 2 teams that I have lasting first in their divisions or in their conferences. So that's
all right. You guys know how much I love picking games before anybody has played a game yet. But I am going with the 2 best teams from last year, and I'm going this time the Chiefs over the Eagles. They're motivated, and they're going to come back and win it this year.
Yeah? Well, I'm going with those Buffalo Bills. Have been knocking on the door. They're going to bust it down, and they're going to play the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl. First ever Super Bowl for the Lions.
I think it's Lamar's time. It is. So I am going the Baltimore Ravens, unfortunately, over my Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay. I do think it's Lamar's time, but not to win the Super Bowl, to get to the Super Bowl. So I am taking 2, well, it's actually just 1 bird of prey. The Eagles, they beat the Ravens. Come on, a bird of prey is always going to win every time.
And I'm taking half a Mooch and half a Kurt. I say the Chiefs beat the Lions. I think the Chiefs are indeed motivated significantly. And I think the Lions are going to have a better season than what many people think. Thanks you to our friends from Westchester High.
Yes, thank you guys.
Good job. Good job to the entire crew, cast and crew of NFL Game Day. We will see you Sunday for Week 1 in bulk. That wraps up our season preview program.